Anyway, so coming into the top 10, we have number 10, Steve Jackson's Sorcery, the complete collection. So it includes the 3 books in the series that he wrote, which were fighting fantasy books. If you don't know what they are, then where have you been for the last, God knows, 40 years? This got me into reading. This is similar. You're reading a screen, but it feels more immersive because you're moving a character around. They've made a few tweaks to the books, and you don't have to roll a dice, but the story is more or less the same. I always wanted to complete it, and now I have. Yes, I cheated a little bit, but you cheat in these books. Otherwise, the guy who started it 40 years ago would still be trying to bloody beat it today. Anyway, number 9, we have Shakedown Hawaii, which is the second in the series of games of piss taking like Grand Theft Auto, but from a retro point of view. So this is like the first game was a 80-bit version, and this is a 16-bit version. I haven't actually played the other one, Retro Rampage or something like that. Going to get that soon. This tends to be a bit more expensive, but the story in this is spot on. So funny. And you just basically this idiot businessman who's trying to make money with idiotic ideas that actually work, a bit like Donald Trump. Anyway, so at number 8, you have Skulls of the Shotgun Bonafide Edition, which is, again, it's like a sort of Advanced Wars type game where you play a general who's dead or undead and you're in the afterlife, but someone stole your crown as Supreme Lord of the Afterlife or something. Very Japanese inspired. Good humour, pretty funny. You eat skulls to get stronger. That's the vibe of this game. Right, at number 7, we have Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. If you don't know what Mario Kart is, what rock have you been sitting under? And do you know that there's also a girl that does a hot tour at the moment? Like, if you've been under that rock, you won't know that, and you'll either know what I mean or you won't, and I'm not going to explain it. Anyway, Mario Kart, we all know what that is. It's the 8th version. It's the deluxe version from the Wii U because no one bought it. This is better, but they're also ripping me off because I have the online thing and I'm supposed to get the pass, but I got a second-hand version of the game, so I don't get the pass. So they've ripped me off. Anyway, maybe that's why I put it lower. So at number 6, we have Arcade Paradise, which is just pretty cool. So you've got this sort of laundrette, and you turn it into an arcade, and your dad hates you for doing that. Basically, there's loads of little mini arcades in it that you can play, and it's pretty cool, and they're all pretty addictive, sort of 80s style arcade. So you get lots of games. Got this on sale, under a tenner, well worth it, on lots of formats. Okay, so at number 5, we have Game Dev Story, which is really old game from the 90s that's been ported to the Switch. And like mentioned in Game Dev Tycoon, you've got a game development company and you make games, and it's based on real historic events. So, you can cheat in that sense because you know what's coming, but you just make games and buy licenses to make games and hire staff, all that sort of thing. If you like business games, this is great. It's very addictive, it's very fun, it's very simple. So coming out at number 4, we have Ring Fit Adventure. Pretty much the reason I bought this Switch, to be honest. I've always done the sort of exergaming, which no one ever says exergaming anymore. Not that they ever did at the time. But yeah, really great way of incorporating gaming more than anything else has incorporated gaming and having a workout. Because it's like an RPG where you work on your character and you work on a story and you know, get abs or whatever. I haven't got abs, but I haven't played it for a while. Sue me. Anyway, Advanced Wars 1 and 2 Reboot Camp is at number 3. This is Advanced Wars 1-2 Reboot Camp, which is a reboot of Advanced Wars 1-2. Would have come out a lot earlier if there wasn't actually a real war in Ukraine. And they didn't want to really promote that for whatever reason. But anyway, it's a strategy game. It's pretty much, well, 2 strategy games. 2 of the best strategy games ever. Can't see what they've changed. Apparently they've changed things, but just looks different to me. But yeah, it's cool. It's the only online game I've ever paid 50 quid for and still not regretted. So at number 2 is F-Zero 99, free to play game. Free, asterisk, as long as you're actually paying for the online Nintendo subscription, which no one wants to pay for. But this alone kind of makes it worth it if you're like me and you like playing people online that you might actually be able to beat, because I'm actually quite good at this game, but I started off really bad. But I've practiced and practiced and practiced, and there's league tables and there's points and there's courses, and it's like the ones of SNES game but better, and they're adding to it all the time, and it's good. And I came in the top 100 of most of the leaderboards. Actually, top 20 once, I think. They do like a weekly one, so it's good. Good little dopamine hit. Then at number 1 is Streets of Rage 4. If you've never heard of Streets of Rage, what rock have you been living under and why don't you know the Hawk Turgo? Streets of Rage 4, which is a sequel to Streets of Rage 3, which I don't care what anyone says is not better than Streets of Rage 2, mainly because of the soundtrack. But anyway, and also the fact that it was too hard, unless you got the Japanese version. But I digress, because this, it's probably almost as good as Streets of Rage 2 now. Really, it's better, but, retro is one hell of a good drug. So, there. But, I mean, you kind of got Streets of Rage 2 in this game, because you can play all the old characters from that and the original game and the third game and all these new characters and some of the bosses, and you can pay DLC, and it's the best, one of the best DLCs ever, and you can have infinite matches, and you can have customized mods, and you can have a boss rush, and you can just button bash and think that you're good and then get owned, and yeah, all of these things. But it's just, it's so good that it managed to bring a genre back that had been destroyed. 2D beat-em-ups, like, single-handedly brought them back because it was that good. And the soundtrack, although not as good as the second one, obviously, because what is still one of the best of this generation, and for quite a long time. Some of the original guys are on it, and the French guy does a good job of replicating that sound, and another guy who does the DLC music, can't remember what his name is, but he does a good job as well. And all the music's available on YouTube, by the way, if you want to listen to it. Why don't you go for a walk in the park, if you have a park, and listen to it on your headphones. It's really fun. Anyway, that's my video. So, like, subscribe. I'll be doing more videos. If you want me to cover any of these games, let me know, and that'll motivate me to actually create a video on these games. Otherwise, I just sit here looking at my 12 views and being like, what am I doing with my life? Anyway, okay. More videos coming soon, but it's good to get the first one done. Adios.